The resentencing hearing for Eric and Lyle Menendez is supposed to take place in just a few hours, but will it actually happen? Late last night, the LA County District Attorney's Office filed a motion to delay it. Now, for more context, we want to bring in legal analyst Royal Oakes. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Right. So, Royal, what stands out to you about this last-minute request here, and what would be the reasons behind it? Why would the DA want or need more time?
There's a whiff of desperation here. I think the DA is very worried that because the rehabilitation law, the resentencing law, really favors the Menendez brothers, at this point, I think the DA is worried about a big defeat. And he's saying, you know, maybe there's going to be something juicy in a parole board report about how the guys really haven't been rehabilitated that well after all. And so I think that's the motivation, but I don't think the judge is going to go for it. I think we are going to see that hearing start today.
So what will happen? Will the first thing be that they will go into chambers and discuss this? What will be the first thing that will happen at 9 a.m.?
Well, I think before the actual resentencing hearing, the hearing on whether or not to put it off will occur probably in open court, and the DA will make the case that, hey, Your Honor, I know everybody's here, we're locked and loaded, but it's important that you have all of the facts when you make your decision. And, you know, we're shooting blind here because we don't know what the parole board is going to say. And I think, as I say, he's going to get a lot of pushback, not only from Mark Garagos, but I think the judge is going to say, look, we're going to do this hearing now, and if you want to raise the issue of the parole board report when it comes out June 13 or earlier, then you're free to do that then.
Does it make sense, though, to have that report? It seems like that would be supplemental information that would just give you some more insight. What are your how effective or how much depth do these reports do you have with these reports?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a parole board does a lot of evaluation. They've got psychological reports, and they give very good input, mostly to the governor for clemency purposes, as to whether these people really have been reformed. Are they a risk to society? So it would be useful. But again, they're going to plow that same ground in this two-day hearing. So I think the judge, again, is going to take advantage of the fact that everybody's here. Let's get this in the books for a day or two. And then he doesn't have to make a decision right away. He can simply wait and then get further input.
Well, and this report was already in the works. Like, it's not like this isn't breaking news that there's a report and it's not going to be out until June.
Right.
Why all of a sudden is it such a big deal?
Well, the report is that the DA didn't hear until Tuesday that it was about to come out.
Part of it.
You're a part of it, and then they waited until Wednesday to make their motion. Bottom line is, again, the DA has an uphill battle in this hearing today because the law focuses on two things, two R words: rehabilitation, and there's a lot of evidence they have rehabilitated, and risk. Are they going to go out and commit more crimes? That's the real focus for resentencing. And so for the DA to say, well, look at the horrific nature of the crime. In fact, a lot of cases have suggested you're not supposed to look back at the horrific nature of the crime. Instead, be forward-looking, and as a result, I think the defense definitely has an advantage in this case.
So when it comes to the resentencing hearing, I mean, we're talking about the next 2 days here. Theoretically, could they be resentenced within the next 2 days, and could they be released tomorrow?
It is possible. I think the judge is more likely to wait to sort of sleep on the decision and also possibly get that additional information, because if he rushes to judgment in the view of the DA and releases them tomorrow, then the DA is able to say, oh my gosh, you know, this was wrong. You should have waited for that parole board report. What if it came in and said all sorts of negative things about them?
So if you're a betting man, what would you bet? What's going to happen?
Well, first, I would put a lot of money on the fact that we're going to have the two-day hearing. The judge is going to say, no, we're not going to wait for the June 13 parole board report. And number two, I think the judge is likely to grant them a release, not necessarily immediately. And the real problem is if you ignore the case law that says don't look at the horrific nature of the crime, look at rehabilitation and be forward-looking, the judge could be very embarrassed when he is overruled and reversed at the Court of Appeal. Judges don't like that. The way you get promoted is by not getting reversed and doing a great job. So that would be my money.
There's a lot weighing on this.
Yeah,
all right. Thank you so much for all of your insight, Royal Oakes. We are going to keep checking with you throughout the day, so we appreciate you being here. Be sure to stay here with NBC4. We will bring you live team coverage on air and online as soon as that hearing starts at 9 a.m.